Well, thanks everyone. It's a great privilege for me to give some final summary comments at the end of what is our final Sheep CRC conference. It's been an amazing conference from my point of view, and I think from the wonderful presentations that we've heard, it's quite easy to see that the Sheep CRC has had a major impact on the transformation of the sheep industry. As you've heard, an initial goal in setting up the Sheep CRC was to do something for the sheep industry, but also for the rural communities that it supports. One of the important aspects of the CRC is that goals need to be defined, not just in terms of the research that they'll do, but the impacts that they'll have. Delivering good research is just not good enough. The CRC program requires a rigorous approach to assessing the impact of the investment that's been made. The methodology requires transparent assumptions about how new products will be used, the cost of using them, and the benefits they will deliver when used as intended. We have a prescribed tool in assessing the impact, and in doing so, we apply a 5% discount rate to calculate the net present value of any benefits from any new product or technology. Further discounts are applied to account for the fact that the new product may not be completed as expected, the future use of the product may be overestimated, that future use of the product may not benefit as originally expected. Now, it was important that we just didn't put up numbers out of the air. The CRC board was particularly concerned that we had an independent verification of the calculated impact of our various projects. And we asked the Project Research and Review Committee to thoroughly examine the assumptions that we've used in estimating each aspect in contributing to impact. So if we start with the genomics project, the value of impact delivered by the genomics technologies is estimated to be $121 million. Now that's the net present value through, I think, to 15 years into the future. But obviously that benefit will continue to increase. And that's based on an investment of $44 million since 2007. And you should note that that includes the investment in the information nucleus program, as well as the investment during the last 5 years. So we fully costed it. The output has been discounted, and it's time limited. So it's a very conservative way of looking at the potential impact of this technology. When we look at the meat program, largely through improving eating quality, demand for lamb, and increased sheep prices, the future, or the net present value of the impact of that is estimated to be a very healthy $317 million. I think that's a very, very significant return on investment. Our third major program is Ask Bill. And while the potential impact of this web-based app is clearly very significant, and it will go way beyond the sheep industry in due course, I'm quite sure. It's clearly very significant in terms of improving the management of major industry problems, such as worms, flies, assessing feed budgets, etc. But it's too early to accurately predict the levels of use of this new product, and we're as yet to have a full validation of its benefit, but I'm certain that they'll be very significant. Now, it's one thing to develop new products and support their delivery during the course of the CRC, but even more important is what happens to them afterwards. And the challenge is to ensure that the products continue to be developed and delivered once we close our doors. The board has paid a lot of attention to planning the CRC's legacy. Mick Crowley has summarised MLA's plans for continuing the delivery of genomic technologies, capitalising on advances in meat eating quality through the MSA program, and continuing to support collaborative research. We are very pleased to see this level of commitment from MLA and are confident that these CRC products are in very good hands. Our two apps, RAM Select and Ask Bill, will be taken care of by UNE. Again, we're confident that Louis Kahn, Johan Boshoff and their UNE colleagues will keep developing the potential of these apps, and their support for increased adoption will continue. It's very encouraging to see interest from the meat processors in using Ask Bill forecasts with the supply chain aggregation software, as this initiative brings together all strands of the CRC's portfolio, including meat science and genetics. The Innovation Company has served us well as a mechanism to support the commercial delivery of genomic testing. We believe the planned transfer of this business to form part of an integrated service provided by Neogen Australasia will provide the smooth transition that industry needs. We're mindful of the new knowledge that has been created through our research. One way this is captured is in the young talent developed through our postgraduate training program. A total of 82 higher degree students, most of them PhDs completing their studies since our first intake in 2001. The second mechanism is to ensure that undergraduate coursework material is updated to include the new information. Here we are planning to continue the highly productive collaboration with the Australian Wool Education Trust. We plan to distribute some of the surplus assets from the Innovation Company to the Education Trust to support development of the next generation of sheep industry professionals. I want to acknowledge our participants. A CRC is set up by the participants and is run for them. Ownership of the CRC and its outcomes by the participants is essential, and we have been fortunate to enjoy this level of support. The significant investment of cash and in-kind resources has made it possible to deliver the outcomes we have heard about during the last 2 days. One of the legacy initiatives we plan to support with some of the surplus assets from the Innovation Company is a follow-up industry forum for CRC participants in 2020, as Alan mentioned. Both Sheep Producers Australia and Wool Producers have expressed interest in coordinating a meeting to consider future opportunities for the industry that might warrant integrated collaboration. Many participants have valued the annual CRC planning meetings as a way to focus on major opportunities and develop structured programs to deliver the desired outcomes. I would like to take this final opportunity to thank James Rowe and his team, both present and past. Their skill and dedication have been fundamental to the success of the Sheep CRC, and I really thank them, and I'm sure everybody in this room would like to give a round of applause for the work that they've done. I think it's been tremendous. I'd also like to thank my fellow board directors for their ongoing oversight of the CRC and the governance that they've instilled. In closing, please would you join me in showing our appreciation to the Commonwealth CRC program that has invested a total of $73 million in the transformation of the Australian sheep industry and the industry ownership and the rapid adoption of new knowledge and products that has followed. Thank you very much.